Good day, folks. It's the Henson Creek Outlaw King, formerly the Henson Christian Outlaw. Now, what's the date, son? What's today's date? Well, it don't matter. It's July, the end of July sometime. Now, I haven't been down here on Henson Creek. Me or my son's wife or nobody have been out on Henson Creek since I got served that EPO paper. Now, I give them 2.5 months, 3, whatever. I haven't even been down here. Now, I've never done that cordial with anybody in my life. So today is the Outlaw's return to Henson Creek. The Henson prodigal son returns. Now, I done put out the word that I'm cordial, because I hear there's a bunning oven again, and I don't want to get blamed for any of miscarriages or anything like that, do we, son? We good people, ain't we? You know, even though I think she's a piece of crap, if she's got a kid growing inside her, then I have to pay her a little bit of that respect, because I don't want nobody to go through that or have that burden. That's not my place. I'm all for kids, even if it is for a piece of scum. Anyway, we're going over Brumlow Hill. For you people that don't know, it's slang around here. That's the old school creek talk. This is Brumlow Hill because he owned it. He owned it before I was alive. He was around my grandpa, Victor Brumlow, and Carol Brumlow. They had 2 children, 2 girls, smart women. They'd made something of themselves. Anyway, it ain't called that no more, I don't reckon. But it's the Brumlow Hill. He owned this hill forever. And unfortunately, I think he had a car accident that he ended his life early, and all them girls, I don't think they like the winter hill, and I don't think they like, the wood thing, when electric goes out, 'cause that happens quite a bit down here. But they could have done it. They just were smart enough not to. Anyway, love the Brumlows. Respect. God bless you all. Anyway, I hope their lives are good. I actually went to the youngest's wedding up in, it was really nice, up by the military camp. She married a guy from England, and I met his mother, drank wine with his mother. This is a real nice wedding, beautiful wedding, a Celtic wedding, I think they called it. But yeah, that was what happened. That, we used to be like family back then, but of course lives go on, and the creek ain't what it is no more, obviously. Thank you, Colt. Anyway, now we're going around the big curve that leads to the Brumlow house. That's one way to the Digger Bottom if you take a left right there, a Louis. But anyway, this right here is the old Brumlow house, and about that one house there. I'll show it to y'all later. That's not the mission today. I probably shouldn't anyway, but there's a story behind the house beside the original house that is kind of bad, and I don't know if I got permission to tell it. It's sad, and I was unfortunately be there after it happened, and right after it happened, and it wasn't pretty, and it ain't my story, but maybe one day I'll be able to tell it in a way where it don't come back to there. I gotta figure that out, because people, if I'm gonna do this thing, it ain't gonna be about Titus and scum and people that act that way and use religion for gain, like a con man, promise people one thing and don't deliver just to get his way. Try to use my name. Titus, you tried to use my name in the beginning to boast your little cult. But little did you know, son, I done knowed what you were. And I had you right from the very beginning. I told you was a fake, and if you were evil, I would find you out. And you're a liar if you said you don't. I didn't tell you that, and we didn't agree to that. You're a liar if you say that you didn't tell me that you would pay me the respect to take Henson Creek off your church or whatever you call it. You ain't got that right, son. You're a piece of nothing, and I'm about done with you. I think the world should be done with you. Anybody that had sexual intercourse with a horse and then do what you did with children, it ain't no excuse for that one. And the others I found out about. But anyway, I got my son, baby's in the bag, he's sleeping. So, you know me. And I told him I laid down the law, don't approach me, especially with my kids with me. Now we're coming down here by the tarp shop. Of course, I don't want to get into that. That's not my place right now anyway. I'm down here for the return of Henson Creek. And I think I've got one more stop with one more little story, a little tidbit for y'all. Hey, Amish went off this hillside over here into that creek east of that creek. They went over that horse and buggy one day, and it was bad. They hurt them bad. But anyway, that was a long time ago. Trees were a bit better down. They had it kind of cut out then. Now, there's a thing right here that was near and dear to my heart, and it's kind of rebuilt in a way. Chuckle Schoolhouse. My daddy and his sisters and brother, when they were young, this Amish schoolhouse right here, I don't know what they call it, but right here, now, if you're on Titus's End, coming into Henson Creek, you turn left. This Amish schoolhouse is where Chuckle Schoolhouse used to be, where my daddy and his family went, and people around here went to, before they had, elementary schools and crap. But anyway, it was a little shed, by the time I come around. And unfortunately, it was a shed for hay, and it burned down. And, it hurt a lot of people around here because it was like a landmark. But it's the old Chuckle Schoolhouse. Anyway, now we're going to go enter down Titus's End. And I'm going to go up to my mother's and my entrance into the 2,400 acres. That Titus, you better not be on. You'll be able to stay off of it. Anyway, I got permission, you don't. So, you all stay off of it, and I'll stay off of you like we agreed in court. Now, me and my son, now right here, that's Hayden. Give him a thumbs up, Hayden. You ain't here for no trouble, are you? You're a good boy, ain't you? Amen. All right. Right there, here's the old broken down sign down at Titus's End. Probably a good thing. There's the mailman. Good thing he's going the other way. Maybe might have had an accident. Anyway, yeah, we're going to go slow, and we're not going to approach them. We're not going to antagonize them. I've instructed Hayden if they wave, he's welcome to wave back to them, but don't antagonize them. Don't do nothing ignorant. And, here they are out there. They're on the porch. No, ain't nobody on the porch, but the porch looks comfortable now. Hey, the porch looks comfortable now. But anyway, Hayden, you didn't say nobody. I ain't say nobody. Hey, they actually got the bush hog. I bet he got somebody to do that, or he actually got them horses to do that. That's good. Spending their energy working instead of doing that other stuff. Anyway, let me turn my phone around again. There's the house of prayer. Ain't had nothing done to it since they started building Stephanie's new house that, might be up for sale to support that baby that's in her belly. Here it is, I heard she was pregnant before when we went to court and she lost it. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that happening. And if she's pregnant now, like I told Hayden, we're going to be cordial down here. Let's keep our distance. Don't provoke me with that passive-aggressive crap, or my boys, or my mother, or my neighbors, the Franks, that's been here for 40 years, or the neighbors above. See? And you all thought I just acted ignorant and couldn't control myself. Little did you know, I'm the man, and I can totally control myself. We have successfully made it through the Titus End of the Henson Creek, the prodigal son, the Henson Creek Christian outlaw, the Henson Creek outlaw king has returned, and it feels oh so good, and not a bit of trouble. And I was recording the whole time, and when I leave here, I'm going to go up the hill, and my son's right here, and yeah, my mom will tell you, I went that way. Anyway, God bless you all. Thank you all. I'm happy to be back. He's happy to be back. Amen. We're going to check out my mama. Love y'all. Like and subscribe. Come on, give me a little support, people.